All right, so William Morrow asks, do you play any AtariAge homebrew hacks or reproductions? What is your opinion of these games? So it's perfect that we are in John Hancock's game room, because you are the one that turned me on to homebrews way back in the day. Like, just so you guys know, John Hancock is a local collector here in the Longview, Seattle, Washington State area. He has an amazing collection of over 10,000 games, but I remember the first time I came here, and you were mostly excited about, well, Genesis, of course, but homebrews and hacks.
Oh, yeah.
And at the time I was a fairly new collector. I was like, yeah, whatever, you know. And slowly over time, the wisdom and the brilliance of these has shown the light in my eyes. I love collecting them now, so it's perfect you're here.
And there's a ton to collect for Atari, especially AtariAge. And the one thing I want to say about AtariAge, Albert, you know, the owner of the site,
super nice guy.
Highest quality, and so the ones I've chosen have all came from his store, or from the shows that the product he sells at. A lot of these were bought at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and
super awesome quality. So what we're going to do here is I've asked John, who has most of them, and they put out a lot, to kind of go through and just pull out some of your favorites. So
I just pulled out some random box ones. Not all mine are box, but I pulled out the ones that I bought the box, because sometimes there's an option you can buy both.
And before we get started here, though, I just want to mention that some of these homebrews and hacks and things like that, they are limited, sometimes just double digits. Like, I mean, literally there might be 30 copies in the world or less.
And some may not be sold anymore because they got a C&D.
Yeah. Which we're going to... and what is that?
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
That means that a demake is a programmer who brilliantly makes a version of another game for an inferior system. I talk about this on my channel. And one of these made, and it's no longer made.
Yeah, Nintendo might not have approved of one of these, but we're going to show it anyway, so all right.
Yeah. All right. So let's start off with Space Rocks. And this is essentially a better version of Asteroids. An
amazing version of Asteroids. I bought this as well. When it showed up at Portland Retro, I had to own it. And mine is signed. I'm just saying. You've got a lot of...
You got me. You got me there. All right.
Now this game, Halo 2600, kind of made, wouldn't you agree, AtariAge sort of really popular. I mean, when this came out, this got major news.
When it first came out and was announced actually at a Classic Gaming Expo, I was like, oh shit, they're in trouble. And then I found out they actually got permission.
Yeah, because it was made by Ed Fries, right? Yeah, which is pretty awesome. And and again, look at that box. It's like it's beautiful.
It's a really well done game. All right, this is kind of an interesting one. So this is Boulder Dash. This is actually, they actually got the licensure from First Star to release it on the 2600. Now,
I used to play this on the Commodore 64 all the time.
It's their kind of evergreen game, as a game that can be made for multiple systems long periods of time. Their evergreen title is Boulder Dash, and this is a good version of it.
That's cool.
It's fun. All right. Here it is. Can you guess what game this is? Princess Rescue.
It sounds similar to, I don't know, some Nintendo franchise.
I see a little red hat there, and a turtle, and a cat. Anyways, also known as Super Mario Brothers for the 2600.
How awesome is that?
Now, interesting note, you can play it with a Sega Genesis controller, and you can use 2 buttons.
Mind blown.
Yeah, it's really good too.
So you can no longer buy this. As far as
you can. The ROM is out there.
Right.
ROM has been. It can be easily. It's out there.
It's out there, but as far as AtariAge and going to their site, they no longer sell it. Yeah.
You might be able to find someone else to do it for you.
Right.
But yeah.
Cool.
All right. Next one that hasn't been sued is Zippy the Porcupine.
Very similar to a Sega mascot.
Blue, the spiked hair. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's good. It's well done.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right.
This one's pretty cool.
Okay.
I bought this one.
This, to me, on top with Space Rocks, is like the pinnacle of how awesome AtariAge is. Yeah. And the quality of the artwork, the box, has a mini, like, paper, like arcade cab.
Yeah, where you can build this, like, mini arcade cab out of, like, construction paper inside of it. This is, like, amazing. Like, when people talk about homebrews done right here.
Yeah, this is amazing. All right. These next ones are essentially prototypes that were discovered and then remade, made in limited batches with like the actual Coleco style cartridge and box. Yeah, Turbo. It's an okay game, but it's pretty cool to like have it by your official games. Everybody's like, "Oh, I didn't know Turbo was made for it." Actually, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's cool, and it looks great too.
Now, this next one was an unreleased Sega prototype for Atari, and it's IXION, and it's kind of a strange game. They definitely probably used drugs when they did this. And on a side note, one of our previous shows, the game was changed into a more playable version.
Oh, okay. Really cool cover, though.
Oh yeah, really cool. And again, and it uses a Sega cart. So when you open it up, it actually has the first run of these had the Sega cartridges for Atari.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So those are all Atari 2600 games, right? But they do other systems.
Yes, they do. And one they do well is the Atari 7800.
Which is pretty nice, to be honest, because the 7800 didn't get a lot of love back in the day. It was a console that kind of came and went. It didn't really find its true audience, I believe. And so it's neat that AtariAge and the people there support it with new stuff, because it's a pretty cool console.
So there's a username on AtariAge. He goes by Pac-Man Plus, also known as one amazing freaking programmer that has almost doubled the 7800 library with wonderful arcade conversions.
Wow!
So this is one Armor Attack 2, and it's a great game. And by the way, Pac-Man Plus, Robert D. Crescenzo. I don't know how to properly say his name, but he programmed all these, and he's very brilliant.
Okay, so when he puts out like a homebrew, you're like insta-buy.
Yeah, you can buy it from him, but what's cool about going through AtariAge is the nice quality box art and the super high quality labels and everything. And
that's another thing too I like about this, is that they honor the heritage of these boxes. Like you notice here, like kind of like the original 7800 boxes. 7800's big, you feel like you can put this next to the official releases and feel good about it, right?
Absolutely. This is Berzerk and Frenzy on one cart, and it's also called like Fireworks in the Game Room, because I absolutely love playing this.
Yes,
I'm a huge Berzerk fan. Just want to show your fans there. I love Berzerk. I
saw this, I know.
I love Berzerk. Anyways, long story short, this is amazing, arcade perfect, must buy.
Does it have speech, or is it no?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's 2 games in 1. So
that's cool.
Frenzy's a sequel to Berzerk. Next one. This is crazy. So there's D-Mix, and then there's these weird things where the programmer, Pac-Man Plus, converted an Odyssey 2 game for the Atari 7800.
I was going to say, this is an Odyssey game here.
Yeah, Odyssey 2.
Okay.
And then he added the original version, but then made a 7800 specific version, and it plays great. I love it.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just brilliant. All right. This one, again, another, it plays a lot like Night Stalker on the Intellivision.
Right, okay.
This is better. This is a must-have. It's essentially the top 5 to play on the Atari 7800.
Wow, that's awesome. So as you can tell, the answer to your question is that yes, we are passionate about AtariAge and the homebrews and the quality that they do. And this is only a sampling, just so you know, guys, like literally right behind me over here, there's a bunch more that you either have the loose cart or all that sort of stuff. Yep,
and the AtariAge store is active, and you can go there, and he Albert and his store literally has hundreds of games in stock. And what's cool is there's a lot of screenshots, and if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of video of some of these games.
Yeah, absolutely. So we would love to know down in the comments, I mean, what do you guys think about homebrews and hacks and all that sort of stuff? As you can tell, we're big fans, right? All right, well, thank you very much for the question.
This question was asked by one of my Patreon contributors who also helps support my YouTube channel and videos. I want to thank you very much. In addition to being able to ask me questions like this in a private message board, you also get early access to all of my videos and some other really cool perks. If you're interested in checking that out, please go to patreon.com/MetalJesusRocks.